population of almost 10% of our student body being international, that's an amazing combination. And the way I look at it, it's almost like a United Nations of the college. We have over 45 countries represented, and if we add the US and Mexico, that's about 47. So I look at it as giving students an opportunity to learn about other countries without really having to leave the US. So this is, international students really add that vibrance to the college, sharing their culture, different cultures with other people. So I think that's what they do.
Why is the College of Idaho a good place for international students to come and study?
Well, for one thing, it's a very quiet place, very friendly. We're located in an area that is really family friendly. Most of our international students grow up in cultures that are very family-oriented, family-centered. And so for many of them, this is an easy transition. Everybody's friendly, everybody's nice and smiles and so on. So I think that makes it easy for them to adjust really quickly. And other than that, you have a small campus with over 1,000 students or so. It's easy for us to have a one-on-one contact with them. Faculty are doing the same, staff do the same. So I think this college makes it much more amazing because we give them much more hands-on attention than they probably would at a larger university.
So our international students are pretty active here on campus.
Yes,
Can you tell me a little bit about some of the different activities and events that our international students organize?
Yes, the most popular one is a food festival. And this is where international students prepare a dish from their own country and then they serve it to the campus community, and it's free to anyone who lives around the community. It allows them to share their culture in food, because I believe there's a lot we can learn from food, just sharing a meal together. That's one way for them to share with the campus community. The other one is a cultural show that they've put on, and where they do different dances, music, and so on, and songs, and skits that represent their own cultures. So those are some of the main events that they do. And apart from that, they have other smaller events. They do some fundraising projects, karaoke night, and usually they're trying to raise money for a cause. The one cause that they did recently was raising money for an elementary school.
What are some of the things that you do to help incoming international students transition here?
Well, the first thing we do is to make them feel at home, because we understand they're coming from so far away. Some of them have been on the road or in the air for days, or they've been traveling. And so the first thing we do is to make them feel like they've come home, a second home. And so we work really hard. We pick them up from the airport. We have the first contact with them, help them settle in. So that's what the first thing that we do is just make them feel at home. The other things we talk about is just expectations in the U.S. We understand they're coming from different cultures, and the U.S. has its own distinct culture. And so we try to help them understand what the American culture is about. So we'll talk about classroom expectations, where to do shopping, banking, and all those things. And so that's one of the main things we concentrate on. So we spend about 3 or 4 days just helping them adjust to that, and then in the hope that by the time that's done, they at least have an appreciation of where they're coming. They're a bit more comfortable, and at least they feel that they're not just being stuck in the middle of nowhere, but there are people that care for them and really want them to learn at this college and get a good education.
Great.